Jim Stevralia. Thank you, Joey, and good morning. I've learned that in my trips to the Philippines. I guess I'll tell you a little bit about myself, and then I'm going to show a few slides showing some of the things that we're doing at corporate and some of the results that we've had and a little bit more information. But first, a little bit about me and how I ended up at Max. I am not a network marketer. I really never even knew what it was. Of course, I heard of Amway. They have a basketball arena in Orlando, Florida. But I didn't know what they did. A couple of years ago, when I was an attorney in New York City with a very large international law firm, and a lot of we had many of the large clients, and I guess my main client was the News Corporation, which is, you may know it as Fox Broadcasting or 20th Century Fox. Rupert Murdoch and his family, and I guess for probably 30 years, I was one of his lawyers. So anyway, in about 2008, Joe Wojticki, who was working with me at the law firm, said, Jim, we have this little client out in Salt Lake City, Utah, and one of his law school classmates was working there and needed some help. So we got involved helping them. Anyway, I guess it was probably 2008 in the fall, I was taking a vacation, one of the few in the 30 years I was practicing law. Maybe I took 4 or 5 vacations, but I was taking one off, and I'm taking about a week and a half off. And before I left for JFK Airport in New York, Joe called and said, Jim, I need some help. I said, Joe, what do you need? He said, well, that little company out in Utah, we have to help them set up a foreign company for them to begin doing business in a foreign country. And I said, Joe, I'm leaving this afternoon at 5 o'clock to go to the airport because I'm going to be gone for almost 2 weeks. He said, oh, well, what am I going to do? And I said, well, maybe I can work on the airplane. I'm going to be traveling for a while. So I said, well, what country are you worried about, Joe? He said, well, the Philippines. I said, oh, well, I'll tell you what, I'll call you in 24 hours because that's where I'm going. I will be in Manila in 24 hours. I didn't tell him why I was going. I was going to do a sailboat race from Manila down to Boracay, but I had 2 days free before we started sailing. So we did a conference call, and I remember it was about midnight in Manila, but for me it was still 12 o'clock in the afternoon because that's what it would have been New York time. So we were on for about 4 hours on a Skype conference call, and he was filling me in on all the things we need to do. So I said, well, okay, I have 2 days, let's see what I can do. So I got on, did some Google searching, found some consultants, found some lawyers, scheduled some meetings, and started the process. And then I went off and went sailing. So my first Max assignment was in the Philippines, and it took place here. So it really means a lot to me to be here. So anyway, so when we got back, Joe said, now that we're open there's some other things we have to do for the company. And I said, well, what's that? And he said, well, a couple of the owners want to leave, so we have to put together some documentation and some information so that they can find some investors to buy out these guys. So Joe and I started working on that, and in the meantime, we had come out, and he said, well, we should try this product. And I said, Joe, I don't even take vitamins. I'm not going to put stuff in my mouth. And he said, well, they say it's pretty good. Let's try it. So it was summertime, and I'm a runner, and I was running, and in the summertime days are longer, and the weather is nice and stuff. So I was running more and more, and I was taking these little capsules, And he would come in and said, "So, are you feeling anything different?" And I said, "No, I'm still doing my running and whatever." And he said, "Oh, okay, yeah, he said he had a little bit better. He had some injuries and they were feeling, but I said, nah. So I was running, and guess what happened? I ran out. And wow, it was an incredible experience. All of a sudden, all of my running stopped. I'd get up and it would be, oh man, my knees hurt, my feet hurt, my ankles hurt, my calves. What's going on? So I said, "Joe, am I addicted to this stuff? Is this a drug? What's happening here?" He said, "I don't know, but I feel pretty good." So I said, "Well, I'll tell you what, you better get me some more of that stuff, because I don't feel really good at all." So we got it, and I started feeling better. But what it did is it introduced me to the product. So then we started going through the business of Max and putting together all of this information to go and look for buyers. And I said to Joe, wouldn't it be fun to stop being a lawyer and get involved in a company? He said, yeah. I said, well, we are looking at all of this information, and the more we learn about this company, maybe there really is something here, and maybe we should get involved. So we started, kept doing our job and started thinking more and more. And I said, let's talk to some of our friends. So we circulated around to a bunch of our friends, and we found a couple of people fairly wealthy people who said, sounds interesting, we like you guys, I'll back you. So he did, and we came in with this group, and we bought 20% of the company. And I guess in March of 2010, I guess Joe started in the end of 2009, and in March of 2010, I gave up my partnership, I quit my law firm, and I started living in Salt Lake City, Utah. I guess if you could say living in Salt Lake is living, but I did the one part of my deal, and Joey mentioned it, I did make part of my assignment the ability to travel. The ability to travel for the company as often as necessary and as often as I can justify it. So, we do have a lot of meetings in New York City now so that I can get to go back home, but we also have meetings all around the world, and that's the fun part. So we ended up buying the 20%, and then towards the end of our first year, we decided we really have to make some different changes. So we ended up buying another 40% of the companies through our group so that we could make the changes that we felt were needed to keep moving the company forward. And we did, and basically that brings us to where we are today. Joe is the CEO. He's probably one of the best and nicest guys I've ever worked with. Hard worker, really, really smart, and just fun to be with. Dave, the other CEO, is also one of the brightest and hardest working guys that I've worked with, and I've worked with some really hard working guys. So I'm really, really proud to be their partners in running the company. Steve Scott. Steve is here's a little story, I guess, from today. And I said I was a runner. Well, this morning, Joey and I got in last night, and we went out to dinner and had some really great seafood. Came back, and I guess it was probably 1 o'clock by the time we got to bed in the morning. So I was originally going to get up at 6:30, and I woke up and I said, I'm still tired. We're going to meet at 8:30. I'll get up at 7:30 and go for a short run. So I got up at 7:30 and I went out for a short run. Well, I had a Steve Scott moment. And the Steve Scott moment is when you kind of forget where you are and you start thinking about things. And next thing you know, I ran 11 kilometers. My feet are killing me. I'm an hour late for breakfast. Joey's ready to call the police. What happened to him? But Steve is just one of the greatest partners that I can have. And I think the people who were in Manila on Saturday got got to be entertained by Steve and probably got to fall in love with him because he is that kind of a person. We are very lucky to have him. We're lucky to have his energy and his wisdom and his hard work. So as you know, the new people here get more involved in the company, make sure that at some point you get to meet Steve, and his heart and his time is always open for everybody. So you won't be disappointed. Anyway, let me go through a couple of slides really quickly. See if I can figure this out. The red button? This one, okay. This is what I call the Max triangle, and it looks like the words aren't coming through, but it's supposed to be product, opportunity, and partnership. Oh, here we go. Product, opportunity. Thanks, Joey. But this, to me, are the three key elements of Max. Product, of course, is science-based, it's effective, and the best part with it is it really does work, and it's ours. You saw the slide on GXL. I don't know if there is one on Cellgevity tonight. Later, okay. But you'll see where we've taken it and where we promise to keep taking the company with introductory and science-based new products. Our opportunity is sound. We give people the ability to earn as much as they want. Our commission plan is one of the best in the business. We met a couple of months ago with our consultant in Salt Lake City that manages our compensation plan. And he said that of all his clients, our plan is the envy of all the other companies. He said that when these other larger companies look at different ways of tweaking their plans to see if things are going to work, they always come back and say, well, this is how Max is doing it. So it really made us feel good. And I guess a very important part of it is our commissions are not top heavy. It's not where, you know, the guys at the top make all the money and everybody else is paying money. That's not true. Over 80% of our commissions go to people at gold rank and below. Yes. In our products, they're scientific. They're developed by guys like Herb Nagasawa, one of the premier scientists in this area in the United States. The only thing wrong with Herb is he's 85 years old. We wish he was 60. The products are, and this is our promise to you too, the products are produced and manufactured at the best facilities that we can find. It is our manufacturing facility is state of the art, and it's one of the best in Salt Lake City. They do classic pharmaceutical products as well as supplements like ours. The ingredients that we put in are the best. We don't cut corners. We don't try to cover up by putting in additives. We use only the best ingredients that we can find, and we make sure we test every batch to make sure that they're consistent and that what we're saying we're delivering is what you're getting. And this is the most important part. We are continuing our research and development. What you see today is not what you'll see tomorrow. Not that they'll go away, but that there will be new things that will be added to what we're doing. One of the things that I promised the people who are at the convention is that our Enfuse product, which we're not allowed to sell in the Philippines right now, We are going to modify it. We will make it so that it is compliant with the rules in the Philippines, and we will bring that to you as soon as we can design it and manufacture it. Opportunity, freedom. You guys are independent associates. You can work when you want, you can work where you want, you can work how you want. Individualism. You can design your business the way you're comfortable. You can bring your personality into it. You can treat it how you want it to be. We're not going to tell you what to do. We will help you, we'll give you tools, but you are free to run your business the way you want to run it. It's entrepreneurial. It's yours. We won't take it away from you. We can't. Risk. I don't know if any of you have a store or a construction company or a classical business. You know how much money those businesses take. And what happens if those businesses hit a downturn? Well, the max risk is small compared to that. It doesn't increase as you spend time here. The only thing you pay for is the products that you use. And we will never change that. Freedom. You can work when you want to. You can work where you want to.
Yes.
You can work as long as you want to. Building your own business. You can take it with you. You can sell it if you want. You can sit back and just collect checks if you want. It's your business. You control your destiny with Max. We don't tell you. You're in charge. We don't control what you're doing. This is risk. Low capital cost, minimal ongoing investment, and compare it to any of the other businesses that you may want to get involved in. Partnership. This is our responsibility to you. We're your partners. We're responsible for doing the things that we do to the best of our ability. You can't do your business without us, and we can't do ours without you. And that's an effective partnership. We're a powerful partner.
Yes.
If you go onto the website, you'll see athletes, professional athletes, people whose faces you recognize, both in the Philippines and abroad. And they've come to Max because they like the products, and in some cases they like the business. How about Greg Norman? You guys are his partner.
Yes.
That's pretty good. Financial. Freedom from billing.
Yes.
We take responsibility for the billing. You don't have to go and collect. If your customer doesn't pay, it's our job. We go and collect it. You don't have to deal with the banks and the credit card companies. Pay the fees. Try to get the bank to help you go if you want to expand. You don't have to do that. That's ours. We even have, again, on occasion, people who try to cheat and try to take product. And again, you don't have to deal with that because we will.
Yes.
This is something that I think is really important. And what you see on here is from 2009 through June 30th of 2012. This is the amount of commissions that Max has paid in the Philippines in each of these years. 31 million pesos in 2009 to 45 million for the first 6 months of 2012. Now, Joey's made a promise to me, and you guys should know, if you total this up, I think it comes to somewhere around 230 million. So that means that between now and December, Joey's promised that we will hit 300 million. So that that means we need $70 million pesos more in commission in the end of this year. So we want to pay it. So I guess a little bit more responsibility for Mr. Ego. And this is remember I had told you that our commissions are not top heavy. This is a schedule showing by each level the commissions that Max paid in each of these 4 years. And you can see senior, bronze, and silver are the biggest pieces every year. So, and that's it for my presentation. I want to thank everybody who I got to meet in Manila on Friday and Saturday. It's really neat to come to CEBU. This is my first time, and actually have friends here. People that I recognize and that know my name and I know theirs. And you know, we shared dinner. We shared a lot of listening and presentations at the event, and we shared a lot of fun. I actually have pictures on my computer of a Max snake dance, running up and down, running all over the event hall and up on the stage. And guess who's in the front of that snake? Yeah, he's from CEBU. I'm not going to tell anybody who it is, but I'll show you the picture. But anyway, well, again, thank you very much. And if there's any questions, I'll be here.